On one of my really old videos, I had a comment trying to catch me lacking, like what I said didn't age well, cause in that video I was talking about Law and his immortal surgery, and why I thought he wasn't gonna use it, and most people thought he was gonna use it on Luffy, which is pretty disrespectful. Even the anime is acknowledging that people think Law is under Luffy, when they're really on equal standing. Luffy probably is stronger than Law, but they're still equals as captains. But I was basically talking about why I thought Law would never do it, and I guess I brought up Luffy's fruit being trash at some point. So they tried to pull a fast one on me, and have what I said look like it aged badly. But in my opinion, it aged even better the more time that went by. Luffy got his devil fruit revealed to be a zone and all that with Gear 5th and everything, and it turned out to be probably the most wanted fruit by the world government. He can morph his body and anything around him, so it's basically his fruit awakening. It's called Gear 5th, but that's basically what it is. Since he can turn the stuff around him cartoony, people are calling Luffy's fruit the best devil fruit in the story and the most broken. And I'm not gonna lie, everybody's saying that discrediting, whatever you call it. Everybody praising the fruits for getting everything Luffy had to do to get there. Everyone's seen the end product, which is Gear 5th, cause there probably won't be a Gear 6 or anything like that. But no one's talking about all the shit Luffy had to go through to reach Gear 5th. I said this a few times in other videos already, but I would take almost any other fruit over the gum fruit, while knowing the kind of potential the gum fruit has, so that I can reach up to Gear 5th and all that. Cause just cause I know it has potential to get there, doesn't mean I'll get to that point of Gear 5th. I wouldn't even get to the point where I could use Gear 2nd probably. It's kind of like Smash. You see somebody good using a trash character, and everybody starts thinking that character is really good, but once they try to use that character, they realize it wasn't the character that was good. It was the guy using it that made it look good. That's basically what's happening with the gum fruit right now. Luffy was just the right guy that happened to eat the fruit, and it worked really well for him. Most people wouldn't even see it as being viable for fighting. Luffy was just doing what he could with what he had. I'm not looking at the fruit with what Luffy could do with it. I'm just thinking if somebody normal ate it. If I ate the gum fruit, I wouldn't be trying to be Pirate King or Warlord or something like that in One Piece. I would be a regular ass villager, I'm not gonna lie. I would rather eat a Zone or a Logia, even the lower tier ones, cause they still have way more uses to them at the start. The only fruit I wouldn't take over the gum fruit is like Robin's fruit, cause I'm not gonna lie, having hands and feet stick out of you would look gross. Like how female body proportions in One Piece would look gross in real life. And Robin's fruit is still better than Luffy's. Just like creating limb spread is kinda weird, but almost every other fruit has more benefits to it early on. All fruits are gonna have a learning curve, but the gum fruit probably has the sharpest out of any other fruit. The only one kinda close to it is the mochi fruit, which will still be way better than it, cause you could use it for survival and have infinite food. For almost any fruit, you could make a good argument on how it's better than the gum fruit, but I wouldn't treat a fruit like an infinity stone. A Logia is nothing special in the new world. No one with Haki is gonna be impressed just by you having a Logia. You're gonna get stat checked really quick if you do something dumb and get cocky. But I never said you had to go to the new world. You can just say one of the 4 blues. And if you have a Logia, no one in the 4 blues is gonna check you, unless you run into like Mihawk, who's an open world boss. But besides that, nobody will be able to do anything to you. I would be a lot closer to Buggy's way of being a pirate than Luffy's, if I ever did try to become one. I would just set up my own little crew and live off that pretty comfortably. Or just be a marine and get a pretty good position, and live like that. That's most people who would get a devil fruit. Most people who are getting fruits are not like Luffy, or somebody from the worst generation. There's probably a few people who ate the gum fruit, and the furthest they got was learning they can inflate their dick. Luffy had to almost die dozens of times since he was like 7, before he really got anywhere with the gum fruit. He basically shaved off at least 20 years off his life to make the fruit more viable. Which is cool for him cause he couldn't care less if he gets to be Pirate King, but I think that's something most people would care about. I'm not shaving off my life to get better at stretching my body. The returns you get on the gum fruit are really trash unless you almost die a couple of times using it. Unless you have an MC aura around you, it's one of the worst fruits you could eat, especially if you already know what it is and what it does. If you're not the guy who is meant to be the next Joy Boy, you're screwed. If you think about it, they kinda just gatekeep all the benefits unless you were the chosen one. Unless you're Joy Boy, you won't get anywhere far with it. So you literally do need MC energy to get any of the benefits it has. You could get more use out of Leo's stitching fruit than a gum fruit if you're just a normal guy. If somebody showed a random guy one piece of gum fruit versus any fruit like the barrier fruit, with how far you can get with both of them, the guy would probably pick the gum fruit. But if you showed that guy what they had to do to get to that point with their fruits, they would 99% of the time pick the barrier fruit. So for anybody who saw Gear 5th and magically thought it became one of the best fruits, think about the Smash analogy. It's still one of the worst fruits you could eat. It has a high ceiling, but also kind of shit for all the stuff you have to go through to get there. If you enjoyed, go watch some other shit about anime. That's all I have to say though. Peace.